Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Top Garage. I am Corey, and I will be your host for this evening. Welcome to day 5 of PowerStroke F350 rehab. First things first, we got to get this brand new lower coil bucket bolted onto the axle. I had to drill and tap the old bolt out, and there we go. You can see the new coil seat installed with the new leveling block. Now you see me take our new coil, and the coil is going in. Very, very simple procedure, nothing special. Just make sure to get your axle low enough where you can get the coil in, where you don't have to get out the sketchy spring compressors and, scare yourself with those whole things. Just make sure all your hoses and whatnot are disconnected. Lower the axle down, coil will go right in, raise the axle back up. Obviously, you want to check all your parts. It's a little easier said than done. You want to make sure nothing's in a bind or nothing is currently ripping off of anywhere that it shouldn't be. Moving on further after the coil, we now install the sway bar. You can see that professional hammer, you give it a little hammer action down, and we have the sway bar entering sway bar end link. There comes the nut, and that goes on and gets thread lock torqued, and that will be finished. And there you have it. We have installed new coils, new leveling kit, new coil seat, new sway bar end link on the other side, new track bar, a couple new little bolts here and there, and the front end is assembled. We are now on to the awesome part of the job, of the rehab bodywork. So as you can see, I have my hand palm sander on, and we are sanding down the mud. You want to sand it down, you want to get it smooth. I am not a professional body guy, so don't take this as a how-to. Just take it as a guy that's winging it, trying to get a professional result with minimal knowledge. There you go. There's some wax and grease remover, removing any type of contaminant that might be on the panel. We're going to get ready for further sanding here in a bit. And yes. Oh, here we go. We have the plastic on. So we taped off and plasticed everything. We are now in the etching stage. So you can see some bare metal there that I'm getting ready to paint over, or I'm currently painting over. Anytime you have bare metal exposed, you want to get some type of etching primer, and you want to cover that up. So you want to seal off that exposed metal. So it's very, very simple. Any type of exposed metal, I am going around and I'm taking that rattle can and I'm spraying it to cover it up. So there you go. Light coats. I think I only did one coat of the etching primer just to cover any exposed metal that might have been exposed. So don't want to get into too much sanding on that. You kind of just make sure it's level, make sure it's even. You don't want to have any blotches from the rattle can. When you let on and off of that little button, you get some blotches. Some blotches hit the panel, and you just got to make sure that those are smooth. So I have a little bit underneath of here that I'm currently hitting, and the rear passenger side should be about wrapped up. Moving to the front passenger side, exact same process. Find any exposed metal, lightly paint it. Look at that action. That is some smooth action. You actually don't want to do that. You want to have a nice continual motion instead of the herky-jerky, whatever the heck is going on there. So do as I say, not as I do. And if you catch that right there, you will see a professional shirt mask going on because we were lazy and didn't turn on any fans for the priming stage. Just because it was quick, we figured we can wing it, and now we're getting fumed out. So, shirt, mask comes into effect, and can kind of work if you're in a pickle. And we're on the driver's side front fender. As you can see, I'm taking some more wax and grease remover onto the fender. We have a few spots right in the very, very front by the headlight where we had to put some filler in where it was a little low. Other than that, it's very, very smooth, and we are going straight to the etching phase after the filler, obviously. So here you can see me covering up any exposed metal, going over it with the rattle can like a true graffiti artist. I got the shirt mask back on. We got the hat backwards. This is a true work of trailer park art here. So going at it, exposed metal, toast. You see exposed metal, you just want to slam it. And we are on to the rear. Here we go. We are on the rear. This is probably the best fender out of all 4 fenders. There is very minimal patches on here that need to ground down. You just want to make sure you get any rust out, and you want to get to good metal. Not rocket science here, guys. Grind it down. Make sure it's smooth. If it's low, throw some filler on it. Cover it up. Etch it out. And there you go. We are out. Okay, it's day 5 on the F350 build here, or rehab, or whatever you want to call it realistically. So we got the front end completely done. We have the new leveling kit on, new coils on, adjustable track bar, everything's back set up. We centered the truck over the axle. We'll check it one more time when we're getting ready to roll it out of here. All that's fixed. I actually broke the tap off in the axle. That's why we're on day 5 of work here. It's never ideal when you break a tap off in something when you're trying to do some thread action. So how can you give a truck a makeover and not fix the big huge rust spots? You see, you know, we're sitting on primer stage here. Anywhere we are painting, I went over with 600, 800 grit, and then up here we did a little finer, maybe up into like the 1,000 range to get the blend into that body line, which should blend in pretty good. This is a pretty hard line here on this style Super Duty, so you know we should be able to get a perfect blend in that line. I'm gonna do my best to fade the paint in because obviously we don't have a whole paint wall here. We can't do an actual spray out color match, or they gave us hardener for the base coat instead of reducer. We're gonna turn our fans on that we have in the shop for ventilation when we do start painting the actual whole thing here, but for primer we just kind of did it real quick without the fans on, which will be okay. So guys, check this out. So I never really had a full compressor set up here at the shop. What we were working with was just this tiny compressor, like from the house or whatever, like 30-gallon compressor or whatever it is. You can't paint with that. You know, we want to do a little more paint, and we're sick of using rattle cans. So we set up an actual air system. Now it's temporarily in because we're actually going to move the compressor into a back parts room that we have in the back, so we don't have to hear the thing. But we ran PEX line, 3/4 inch PEX line off the compressor up on the wall. We're gonna put in some drops for water and condensation on the wall here. And we ran it over, 90 down to a bottom drain, and then we have our other setup on the wall here. We already gotta change our beads in there, they're already red. And then rolling down, we're gonna run another line probably over for more stuff down that way. And then we have our main hookup, you know, our temporary hookup right now. But so far so good. It's working really, really well. That's just a big DeWalt compressor that we got at like Tractor Supply or whatever. There you go, there's your Top Garage update. We actually have a real compressor set up where, you know, the compressor actually has enough air to do what you want to do with it. So checking out our paint setup further, what did we get here? We got a Iwata Kiwami. Now this thing is a good medium, mid-level, entry-level-ish, you know, higher end gun compared to like a Harbor Freight gun or whatever. So this is gonna be the first run with the new rig here. We're gonna be painting, dude. We're painting some cars, brother. I've been watching a lot of Paint Society. You know, that there's no way that dude watches this channel, but if you're watching this channel, dude, huge shout out on pretty much everything that I've ever learned for doing this stuff has been from that channel. If you guys are interested in auto body work, go check out Paint Society. You can borderline become like a paid professional painter from studying that channel if you have the will to, you know, do it. So Top Garage is kind of becoming a body shop, you know, top body shop here. We're slowly getting some tools, you know, we're getting all the stuff. Like here's a cheap Harbor Freight gun. This thing's like 15 bucks. It's good for like one-time use. I was gonna use this for like chassis saver or some stuff for the bottom or, you know, something like that, but we're not using this to paint the actual truck.
Yeah, if it snaps off inside the motor.
Wow. Guys, really quick, in honor of making this PowerStroke great again, make PowerStroke great again shirts, 20 bucks at the first link in the description. Get one. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to Top Garage today and checking it out. Current project, this. What's your current project? Head down in the comments, let me know. I'd like to know. But if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you like working on stuff, and we'll see you on day 6 of rehab. Hopefully we can wrap this thing up day 6 because it's been a process. Like a process. Like a process that should have been an easy process, but it was a hard process. So, I'm starting to ramble.
Yeah.
Should I turn it?
Good. Oh, it's like slow flowing into the bottom.
Wow, look at that in there. It's like fireworks.
Wow. Why is
See
it?
that on there?
Yeah. I feel like painters wear their hats backwards.